What's up, Rubits? Little Big Robot's back with another video. This is going to be another long one here because I've got a lot to say about this little toy here. It's quite a large toy, I guess. Before I start, if you have not subscribed yet, please do that. I think I could get to 10,000 by the end of 24 if I pick up about 500 subscribers a month. It sounds like a lot, but I get quite a few a month anyway. So while you're watching this video right now, if you could just press that little subscribe button, that would be cool. That would really help me out because if I get to 10,000 eventually, it can pay me a little bit and I can use that for my toys and it'd be a fun little self-paying hobby. Anyway, and also with the subscription, you get 2 toy videos per week. So there you go. So today I'm talking about this really interesting toy. Don't mind the red stripe here. We had to mark off, or this is our puzzle table to practice speed puzzling because we're into speed puzzling. I know it sounds goofy, but it's really fun. Today we're talking about Archecore. So I have heard about Archecore for a long time. Archecore is made by Toys Alliance, I believe. Toys Alliance, from looking at it, should also be the ones who make Acid Rain, and I believe they also make, correct me if I'm wrong, and if anybody knows this out there, if you happen to be with the company, if you know somebody from the company, or just know the company, they also make Archecore, which is a series of bots. I'm not sure what scale. I've always wanted to try some Archecores, but a bit pricey, but so is Archecore here, and I'm saying Archecore. I think it's possible that it's Archecore. I have a feeling, though, for sake of enunciation, Archecore is easier. So what I'm going to do is just do a really long review on this thing. So get yourself a drink and sit down and chill out. This is a 135th scale line. I don't want to tear up this box. I don't always keep my boxes, but something like, sorry, I'm all in your face here. Oh, shoot, I tore it. Oh, well. Did I put it in here? Yes. So it's a 135th scale. If you're used to maybe hexagear, that's 125th, I believe. So, around that size. So not massive, but this toy line, there's a lot here to love. I'm going to talk a lot about it because I absolutely fell in love with this. This is my first one. And it's basically set in I think it's like a fantasy planet, and they find technology and they use it to create armies and stuff. It's really funny because Toys Alliance looks to be doing English as well as, I believe that's Mandarin, Chinese, whatever. Yeah, Toys Alliance. So go check that out. And so they've got this kind of and it's got the names like Idrisil and stuff like Idrisil, whatever, Viking kind of Nordic stuff, I guess. So anyway, it's 135th scale. I absolutely love turtles. I like turtles. Turtles are one of my favorite creatures. I just think it's fun. Ever since I was a kid, I would draw them with castles on their back and stuff. I'll have to share some of those drawings soon. So I'm trying to collect turtle mecha. I've got a few Zoids and stuff like that. And what this is basically is a tortoise, but it's also a bunker. Now, when I first got it and I pulled it out of the box, I have to admit that I'm going to pull some of the parts out here while we're talking. I wasn't extremely blown away by it. I was like, oh, this was, not cheap. These are not cheap. These are relatively expensive toys. And I pulled it and I thought it felt a little cheap, to be honest. I thought, oh, the plastic feels it's not as thick as I'm used to. It's like about hexagear level plastic, I think. But there's a reason for that. So I started messing with it. I was like, oh, what I'll do is because I don't want to do an unboxing. What I want to do is pull it out of the box ahead of the video, play with it a bunch, get used to it so I can kind of cover everything I discovered. And the more I played with this, the more I discovered that there was more and more and more to discover. So you essentially have a bunker, a turtle. Here's his head. The mouth actually opens and stuff. It can fold up, kind of like a turtle putting its head in. It's even got a tail, which is completely unnecessary, but completely adorable. The tail just simply folds up. And the more I messed with this, I thought, oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, wow, that's cool. And I kept discovering more and more things about this that I just was like, what the hell? There's so much going on here. This is really, really fun. And it's really a play set. And they sell the actual, let me open this here real quick. They sell just like the figures in packs, kind of like Hexagear, how they have their governors. This line had some of these parts a little hard to get open. Some are easy to get open, some are hard. Hexagear sells their governors, and this group has, I can't remember what theirs are called, but you can essentially open it that way. I put all the stuff that it came with in here. It came with some really fun stuff. It came with a couple flags, boop, you know, that you can use on the battlefield, or you can, of course, poke them into these little, you see all these little holes here and stuff like that. Not quite to the level that 30 Minutes Missions has, you know, holes for stuff like that. So you got these little flags. Here's the Archecore dude, or the, what are they called? What's the Marine guys called? But we'll look at that in a second. It comes with a gun, several guns. You're going to see that. Again, I'm not a big gun guy. I often don't display the guns and use the guns, but I think these are just big and silly and fun. This is really cool. By the way, go out and get yourself a couple pairs of these and a couple pairs of these. You will not regret it as a toy person, model or whatever. I thought this was really fun. They have several hands you can swap out. Not just grabby hands, but like pointy hands and fun hands. You know, it's a good... And then you have these little additional parts to poke on. You've got... This is... I'm not going to probably show every single thing today, but this is a mount. And you mount the big gun. Where'd the big gun go? Where did I put the big gun? Oh, under here. Got it under here. I believe you mount that here somehow. How do you mount it? I can't remember. Anyway, you mount that there. The guy can control it like that. You can mount it like that. You know, there's just a lot of options. You can see that's got tons of detail, which is not surprising considering the price, you know. Excuse-moi. Got another gun that you can add somewhere. Woo! I barely caught that sneezing fit on camera. Okay. Then you've got this handle thing here. So there's a lot of little... I'm not going to cover, like I said, every single part of this. What I found was really funny is as you're looking through the manual to show you how to do a lot of this stuff, how to take that apart, how to build this, how to build that, excuse me, it doesn't actually show you everything. You keep discovering new little things about this play set that's really, really cool. So when somebody was like, hey, go try Archecore, they're really neat. Here's the guy, by the way. This guy's chunky funky. They're like linebacker looking. This is a 1/35th scale. So I saw these guys, I saw the playsets, and I thought, no, that doesn't really, it's not that it's not my vibe. It just, I don't know, it's a little pricey and stuff like that. But this is almost perfectly my vibe. I love a smaller scale. Now, granted, this is going to take some shelf space, but you can buy packs of just these dudes here. Dudes or dudettes, I have no idea. Easy to display. These for a 3-pack are $30, $40, $50. It just depends, you know. This was like $70, $80. So they're not cheap, but somebody suggested they're along the same scale as a Mega Constructs figure. Well, look at that. They actually are. I collected a lot of Mega Constructs. I thought they had some really, really fun kits. They had a great helicopter I have down there. I have several vehicles and stuff, and I always loved their minifigs. I thought that was a lot of fun. Here's one that came with a Mars space set. So they do go along with it. In fact, they kind of have a perfect size because this is like a normal human. This would be like almost like a space marine, so they're going to be bulkier, tougher, or at least the armor would make him be filled out a little bit more. So that's cool. Now to compare it to something else I thought would be interesting, I have a billion of these. So we're looking at, here's a one, what scale, I can't remember what scale armored puppets are. 1/25th, something like that, 1/24th. This is an armored puppet. I absolutely love this line until all they did was do pirates and stuff, which is cool if you're into pirates and stuff, but I like the bots. You could see that these could go along and kind of just be an additional, you know, like a robot that fights alongside him. Let me set this guy right here because he's so cool. So that's that size. Then you have 1/25th Joy Toy. I collect some 1/25th Joy Toy mechs and bots, so you can see where the difference is between 1/30 and 1/25th. So obviously that's, unless they're a giant or something, that's too much, right? And then you've got, excuse-moi, of course you've got a million of these as well. I need to clean these up. A standard 1/25th scale governor from Hexagear. Again, a line that feels very similar. Big difference, of course. You could probably have these guys in here and it's not that, you know, huge of a difference. But this is obviously perfect. There's just not a lot of 1/35th scale stuff that I have at all. But now that I'm seeing the Mega Constructs, like my viewer friend, I forget your name, I'm sorry, suggested, this is really cool. I could pull out a bunch of Mega Constructs. That would be fun. So that gives you an idea of some of the size there. I mean, just to throw stuff out here, there's a 1/60 scale I mean, that's actually pretty cool. It's just like a friendly bot, combat bot. 160 scale Rahio, which I absolutely love. Tons and tons. And of course, my favorite of all time, this guy can go with anything. Look at that. That would be a perfect accompaniment for that. So cool. So let's get to the toy. These guys definitely move and pose and stuff. They're funny. They don't, I mean, you rotate there at the, you know, where the arm, the elbow meets the arm. So when you rotate it, you got to be careful. Don't do it all the way here. Do it like this. But you do have double jointed stuff. The leg is a double joint, so it can go pretty far back. I mean, it's really cool. The feet, I think, are just static. They're not double jointed or toe jointed or whatever you call it. So for the sides, you're really getting into tons of detail. I'm not really sure what all this is. I haven't attached it all yet, but I imagine that it could easily use a part like that right there, and you can make them flying. It could work with a stand, do all sorts of stuff. So let's talk about this turtle thing, because this thing is ridiculous. And like I said, the more I played with it, the more I was like, this is getting cooler and cooler. It was just like, I was kind of ashamed of myself for when I brought it out of the package. I almost kind of like didn't give it a chance. So it goes like that. You've got the basic bunker thing, you know, with the roof closed. What I like about it too is that everything locks down using very basic methods. This locks on here using a simple, they lock down simply like that. Everything pops off. The leg pops off real easy. By the way, when you're popping these legs off, be careful. Pull from one angle. Don't just try to pull it all at once. What I do is I pull from like one angle and pop it off like that. So you pop all the legs off, right? Let's do that. So let's set this down. Here's a view of the legs. Very simple design. What's interesting is you can rotate this around and you can kind of fold it up more. So these can pull in. These pop out like this and you can rotate them around. I'm not sure why, but again, probably just an opportunity to combine with other sets. I don't know. Somebody out there who has more Archecore, what's your name? I forget. Do these combine, all the sets combine? Because if so, that's just super fun. So I'm going to come back to the legs in a minute because you use them for something else. Let's set the legs here. Then you have basically a bunker there. Let's say you lock this back down here. Again, just using really simple methods, no big deal. Then you can pop up each little window, what am I saying? Like, you know, a little shooty hole, what you would call that. So you can see it's already kind of, you know, getting a bunker look to it. These individual ones on the side are lots. Oops, look at that. See, even that popped. I mean, that's a great little detail. I didn't even know it did that. Let's see if I can get this open without. There we go. So each little, oh, there's a thing on the side. So each little thing pops out. It's a bunker, you know, shooty. Nice little details like that. So let me grab the little handle now that I know what it is. So shooty. And then what you can do is you can take this part off here. So let me see, but it's kind of hard. What I did last time, let me go grab it real quick, hang on. So I went and grabbed my craft razor, one of them. I'm going to do this, but if you're a kid, or if you're inexperienced with razors, I would recommend you not do this, but this is a way that I separate parts all the time. You take your razor and you slot it into wherever you need to. So I want to separate this green part from the gray part. You slot it in a little bit like this, start in a really obvious place, like on the back. You can see that gap right there. Do not point it toward yourself. Do never strain to do anything with a razor. Just let it be. Simply slide it in there, and then you're going to rotate it to the right. See, and so what you're doing is you're creating a what's that called? Fulcrum? What's that called? You're using so let's see if I can show you here. So you're going to rotate it. Again, be very, very careful. Keep your hands out of the way. There's other ways to do this. You could use maybe a screwdriver or something, but these are so thin they get in there and the gap's really easy. And so you just slowly do it. Remember, turn it to the right, because if you turn it to the left, it's going to loosen up. And just be careful, please. Don't cut off your fingers. So that's an easy way to separate, like Gundam parts, Lego, not Lego necessarily, but and then you're going to do the front one here. See his little head? Fun little head. I love turtles. I like turtles. Like this. And so this is a good way also. You can scratch up paint and stuff like this. So just be careful. Let's see here. There we go. The first time you do it, it's really, really hard. Make sure you put your lid back on. Don't let this roll away. Put it somewhere where it's going to stay still. Don't let your cat play with it like mine have done before. Okay, then you take off this part. Ugh, there we go. So you have these two parts. You're going to take this part off, which, by the way, is also a side. When this is open, like this, you can put this on the side like this. So there's a little mount, and you watch this part here. Bloop. You rotate that part out, and now it's a seat for your little Archecore dude. So are these guys called the Archecore guy? What are these guys? Anyway, so he sits there, and you can mount a weapon there, all sorts of stuff. So you're going to take those off really simply. This part reminds me of Rahio. Just a simple little boop that just stays in there like that. So you rotate these under like this. Get the other side. Again, really simple to do. Boop, boop. Rotate these this way. Rotate these this way. Out. Actually, that stays in there like that. Put this side up like that. Side up like that. Then you simply look at this. The teeth match. Put that in there like that. And then you take these. Take the head. You see that little slot there? Little slot there. Like that. Slot the one in the back there. Where is that? Which direction? Up. There we go. Ugh. I think you can see where this is going. This is one of the goofiest parts about this, but I absolutely love it. Now, what I found is you're going to mount the legs right here. What I found is to get your legs a little taller, I found that rotating these this way gives them a little bit more. Wait, was it that way or this way? Let me see. Duh. Or duh. To get a little more clearance on the ground. Keep popping it out. Like that. So then you take it and pop it on like that. Take this and turn it around. Pop it on like that. Some of them will pop off, but that's fine. It's not the tightest grip. And I do want you to be careful, because if you're popping stuff on there and popping stuff off of there, you can definitely break it. So once you get this set up, you might want to leave it for a while. This is definitely a play set, but you're not necessarily going to play with it a lot, because, you know, playing with it when you're our age is like, you know, messing with it, transforming it, stuff like that. And you want to be careful, so you can pop out the tail. So as you can see, I'm sure you saw where I was going with this. So now you've got a turtle. I like turtles. A turtle mounted gun thing. Got your dude. It's so silly. It's so silly. I absolutely love it, though. It's basically a turtle platform. You know, the motors must be in the legs, because there's no motor here. But again, you buy more sets, you probably end up with enough to beef it out a little bit. But you put your dudes in there. It could transport people, you know. Just... it's so ridiculous and fun. I just love that. I love that stuff so much. It's just so silly. These you can mount here and stuff like that. So you basically build yourself a turtle platform. So let's set that to the side. You go back here, and here's the bunker, right? So this is a common thing they sell, just a bunker, right? And I thought, okay, well, that's cool. This was cool. This was fun, neat, whatever. Now it's just a bunker, and people go in there. But you can do a lot. I was like, I've got to keep messing with this. So I'm just sitting there playing with it while I'm watching TV or whatever. Pop those like this. And some of this, like I said, they don't show in the book. And again, anybody in the comments knows this, let me know. Are they meant to combine with the other sets? I think they are. So let's go ahead and take that part off. You can see already from this part, all these little optional holes. There's stuff. There's just opportunities for blending stuff together. You can pop that off like that. Do half. You can fold it up to have it, you know, half open. You've got the little bunker itself inside. You can see there's some cool details. Look at these little screens here, which I think would be good if they had provided some stickers. One thing I noticed is that this folds up like this. Actually, this folds up like this. Like that. I was like, what is going on here? I just kept discovering this stuff. This folds up like that. See that? I don't know what these parts are for. It looks like to you know, have them go together. And then this guy pops up like this. Right? And then look, there's little tabs even. They even thought of that. So it's not transforming, because I'm not a big transforming gimmick fan. I don't like messing with that, but it's a play set. These guys go into here if you want, which I found myself liking them going inside like that. How do they get up in there? I guess I don't know. Look at this. You got these parts that pop out on here. So with those parts there, I'm sure there's some, you know, thing you can, if you look at these parts here, I bet you those can attach right there and make like a wall. because they sell a lot of their other bunkers and kits do that. Now, what I was wondering about here is that could be like a little bunker thing. This can sit here, right? And that's really cool. You got like a bunker design, right? You got the little windows that can, oh shoot, I forgot about that part. A little bunker thing, you know, but it's not really supported in the middle. So I don't think it's meant to go that way. Let me put that back in there. I didn't even notice those little gunnery window thingies. What do you call those? I think, you know, like little peephole. But if you set it this way, is it this way? It's more stable, but it doesn't look as cool. You've got a gap there. So I'm gonna mess with this more and look at some of the parts I have and see if I can figure that out. I thought maybe these attached somewhere, but there you've got like this cooler bunker thing. You can put the little flag on top, you know, and then you've got not only that, you've got the turtle still. You've got your, you know, 2 or 3 Archecores. This one comes with 1. You can make more. So as you can see, I'm just messing with it, and you've got all these little places where stuff can hold and go and grip. You know, you could probably do something with that right there. That alone is a wall, is like a bunker wall thing. So it just gives you, it's just a place. It reminds me a lot of a Rehio Hexagear, where you get a bunch of blank parts and they don't really quite tell you everything you can do with it. Oh yeah, this is really interesting too. So if you open these, look at these legs. These legs pop down and can rotate, and I don't know, mount somewhere. Like I haven't, none of this, the rest of this stuff is in the thing. So I was like, do they fit here maybe? You know, like that. You could kind of make them go in, I guess. Could you? No, you can't. But you know, maybe we could mount it somehow. I don't know. So I just been messing with it, and I thought, this is brilliant because it's giving you literally a place. Look at this. You could even do that. I just thought about that. Let's see if you can. This will hold it. Will that mount? That won't mount. But you could make like a, you know, walking transport thing. You could have a dude up front here. You know, it's just. I have no idea what's going on here. So if anybody knows what all this is, I'm sure. I mean, you even got this little part here. Watch, it like pops down or something. It's like a lock. Like, what is this stuff? Am I missing it? Yeah. Look at this, treads. So like it transports itself on the treads like a tank. Just outrageously silly fun. That was just one turtle thing I thought I was getting, and it turned into like a little play set that using, if you had several of these and had several parts like this, and I wouldn't be surprised if certain, like maybe Hexagear or Rehio parts, you know, maybe they fit in there. Where's my little blonde guy here? So this is just one Rehio. So you see that little, Rehio has these little joiners like that, and I'm betting that, yeah, so you could, you know, I'm sure that this is a standard kind of size for this. Yeah, see, that fits in there with a lot of, so maybe combine Rehio parts with these. These you could have 2 of these on here as transport. You know, it's just, I love, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's my favorite, modular toy systems, where it gives you a basic toy and they have an idea. They say, hey, this should be done this way or should be done that way. And then they give you the tools to do whatever else you want. It's really just a great, silly good time. You could maybe flip this over, put the legs the opposite way, keep it like that. Oh, look at this. See, look. Little parts like this. Oh, that's how they mount. But still, maybe you could use that to mount something. Imagine the legs are the opposite way, and this sits there. You know, it's so cool. So cool. The figures are great. This to me is not the greatest appeal. I have a million little figures. They're great. They're well made. Don't get me wrong. They have a ton of details. You can see there, no paint job on them, but you could definitely add a little bit of it. You know, there's a little paint job. Different colors or molded plastic and stuff like that. But I could see probably buying a pack of 3 or 4 of those and kind of keeping it. That's all I really need of these guys. But there are some really cool ones. There's some large night ones and stuff. So the question is it worth the $60 to $100 you'd probably be paying for each one, if not more for the large ones? I'm going to say, seeing how much I can do with this and that the plastic is actually sturdier than I thought it was initially, I'm going to say it's completely 100% worth it. These are super fun. I'm really excited because I like lines that I can collect that don't have 400 parts. They have like Rehio, they have a limited number of sets, you know, so I can get one of each, and then the collection, quote unquote, is done. I love that. And then I can stick them on the shelf, and I can, you know, collect them over time as well, and they're still within my budget. I wish you had a little bit of a cheaper option here or there, you know, $20 range for maybe a figure or something. But this is still really, really cool, really well made. Go check them out. Thanks to the person who recommended these to me or convinced me to go ahead and bite the bullet on it, because now that I have got to get more of these play sets. I'll probably get one of the other bunkers coming up and see if I can combine them together and make some monstrosity. So, excellent. Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.